Hello everyone, in this video we're going to learn about the basics of Excel and how to start to get an idea of what each of the cells look like. So we are going to open this up as a desktop app, not as a web app. Make sure you're opening up as a desktop app. So I'm going to click on blank workbook, and this is what Excel looks like. It's a series of tables and cells in each table. So this is organized with letters along the top and numbers down the side. So you can click on each one of these little blocks and get to a certain cell. So for example, the one I've landed on here is C3, whereas this one is G7. I can also have a series of different types of arrows in here as well. So there's a variety of arrows. The most basic one that you will use is this plus sign. So anywhere you go into this sheet will have that plus sign, and it's the white plus sign. When you highlighted one of the cells, it will actually turn the outline into green. And so that way you know where you're at. If you come to the bottom right corner of that cell that you've highlighted, you'll notice that that cursor changes to a dark plus sign. Again, so this is what it looks like normally, whereas the bottom right is a plus sign that looks like this. This is helpful if you want to perhaps copy whatever you have at the top down to the bottom, or if you want to tell Excel that, hey, you want to go up by twos. So for example, if I put time in seconds in A1 and I press enter, let's say I am collecting data every 2 seconds. So I can start out with 0, then 2, press enter for each. I can use the white cursor or the white plus sign to highlight. So I'm clicking and dragging both of those two cells. And then if I come to the bottom right corner, you'll notice we have that black plus sign. Come a little closer for you. And if I click and drag that, Excel is pretty much knowing, hey, these numbers are going up by twos, so this can change. So it will add more in there for me. This is really helpful, again, for example, with time in seconds or minutes or whatever you want to do with that. It is just a super quick way to autofill for you as opposed to you having to type in each one of those values. Another type of cursor is if I go to the edge of one of the cells I've highlighted, you'll notice that we have the arrow and then like a plus sign with little arrows. So if I click and drag that, that means I can move whatever cell that is somewhere else. So again, I'm at the edge, I have an arrow with a plus sign, and I can click and drag that and move that anywhere I want to. I want to keep it right up here for now. And then another type of arrow is if I pretty much hover over or click on any of the column headings or the numbers, the row headings, I can highlight the entire column. So it changes to a black arrow. So if I click that, it's now highlighting everything. If you can see that, every single thing in that column. We might change that or use that for font sizes, but a lot of times we kind of avoid that one. If I want to highlight the entire cell, I'll come over to the left of A and above 1, where you see that little gray triangle. I can click that, and that highlights the entire cell. So again, that's super helpful if I want to change the font. For example, maybe I want to change this to Cambria and 12. So you'll notice here, by doing that, we now have a different, like pretty much that A1 cell looks like it's bleeding over to B. But what's really happening is that A1, or that column A, is just too small for that text. So if I start to write in B, let's say I'm having temperature in degrees Celsius, you'll notice that it looks like part of A has been cut off and that B is moving over into C. What I can do is resize it automatically. So I can click that corner spot, and then I can go between A and B. So notice that the arrow now looks like a line with 2 arrows coming out the side. And if I double click that, it auto changes the column for me, or auto fits the text in there for me. Let's see, I'm trying to think if there's any other arrows that you need to know about. For right now, this should be it. And I will tell you guys more in the subsequent videos. So make sure you keep watching. Take care.